Hello everyone, this is Wallace, and welcome back to another episode on the KeatsCraft SMP server. I am so excited for what I've got in store for you guys today, and I want to get right into it because this project has been delayed multiple times, but not today. Today, we build the iron farm. I am so ready for this. I didn't want to do it off camera, but I've been so limited in what I can record since my surgery, but it's finally time. This is going to ramp up everything that I do on this server, and I can't wait. After checking on the village I'll be using for the supplies, I've decided to build the platform around y equals 110. That's going to prevent me from having to use any slopes in my rail line. We're at 101, 102, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We need to build the platforms that the villagers are going to sleep on and stand on. So that means we're going to need to build 3 blocks out with a space like so. We're going to leave one spot blank because that is the direction that the iron golems are going to fall in. And where I've got my scaffolding right here is where the zombie is going to stay. So what we're going to do here is have temporary blocks all along the scaffolding. I'm going to use a water elevator to put my zombie in his place. The scaffolding is all surrounded. And real quick, we are going to hope that our acrobatics and feather falling are high enough for this. And they are. Excellent. Ah, a volunteer. But I don't actually need you yet. We're going to go ahead and break the tower here. And pick that up. Now what we're going to need is our soul sand, kelp, and a water bucket. Now that we're back at the top, we're going to go ahead and place this water bucket here, which will fall all the way down there. Then we're going to run away briefly. After a great deal of brave and heroic fleeing, I've decided we should light this area up a good bit here. With the area now all lit up nicely, let's go ahead and get the water elevator operational. This will probably be easier from the inside. Yes, this is so much easier from the inside. Now that all the kelp is placed, we can clear out the scaffolding, drop back down here. All we need to do... Uh-oh. All we need to do is break that. Grab us some signs. Like so. Break those. And swoop! We've got an elevator to get up. Beautiful. So before we bring the villagers in, we're going to want to build a few extra pieces here. Now, you can build the walls out of anything for these sections. Just make sure that when you do, you block off this section so that the villagers cannot see the zombie. Oh, there's a lighting gap right there. Then, when you build the walls around, if you've never done one of these farms before, make sure you build it out of glass blocks so that you can see what's going on and identify any problems you might be having. But once you have this built, the next step will be a little bit tricky. You're going to have to get your villagers in, which I'm going to do with a rail line. And I'm probably going to build that on stream tonight. So if you were there when I built that, now you know how far ahead I record. We're back! It's the next day, and I streamed this project last night over on twitch.tv/TheWallaceMan105. We now have the villagers in their positions, and the zombie in his chamber. So the rail line built, villagers in, it's about time to start on the spawning platform. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over here, and we're going to build this kind of buffer layer for a roof over our population here. And we're going to make this solid, and it's going to run all the way around. With the platform complete, I just want to throw in one more reminder. Make sure that you have light sources in your villager stations, preferably a torch up against the back wall over the bed. That will make sure that nothing can ever at any point, spawn in there. The next step is coming over here to the center block in front of the zombie on the side where there is no villager. We're going to come over here and we're going to place these blocks like so. We are going to go out one, and then I'm going to place 3 stairs here like so. And then I'm going to come up here, and along these edges here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see. This central 5x7 section, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is going to be, well, I should say this 3x7 section is going to be lowered by 1 and lined with stairs. Then, let's see. We're going to fill out the rest of the 7x17 area with solid stone bricks here. You can use any solid block you'd like. Just use a full block that's solid. Now that I have the stone brick placed, I'm going to go over here and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to put a back wall here. Take out this one and this one. Fill in this gap with stone bricks. And now it's time for our walls. So the walls have to be walls here. They cannot be fences that will break the farm because your golems will get stuck. Also, in the interest of not getting your golems stuck, we are going to do a little bit of finagling to make sure that you have as few ridges on your walls as possible. So, that means having them floating off the edge of the platform, like so. I'm going to break these corner blocks in just a moment, but it is extremely important that these walls do not touch. Your golems will get stuck up here, and you will be unable to get them into the melting pit. And that's actually the structure of the spawn platform complete. What we need to do now is place in signs to control the water flow. So, with the signs acquired, which we're going to need 18 of them for this design, we can go ahead and start placing them in, like so. And if you don't know, you can shift and place a sign on top of another, which lets them kind of float in midair like this. It's an extremely useful thing for controlling the flow of water. And we're going to stop when we get this last one here. So this, it is kind of hard to tell sometimes, but you can place a block next to it to make sure. But this is going to stop water from coming down through here. So we're just going to break this stair. And then we're going to repeat it on this side. With the signs on top of the platform, we now need to make sure that the water doesn't flow over the edge of the platform. So we're going to come down to these stairs, and above them here, we're going to jut out another wall just like this. Then, because I like to be fancy, going to place a sign right there, and then come on top of it, and I'm going to place another sign on top of that sign. And then here, and here, and that's it. Our signs are all placed. The next thing we're going to need to do is place in our water buckets. So I'm going to go ahead and make some room in my inventory real quick. Get these in. Now, it's extremely important that when you place down these water sources, you do not right-click on the walls. You have to click on the stone bricks themselves. Oh. Ah. Getting some weird behavior. That was a little bit of an error due to the due to the clay mechanics. That's actually really funny. So, we line that back edge with water sources. We come over here and put this here in the gap. And we see that the water does not continue down to the ground, which we like to see. Then we come over here, 3, 4... And we can actually do this by placing water sources on every other block. And you can see that it all levels out. So once we've done this, that is the spawn platform completely done. This is the 3x3 area you're going to want your golems to fall into. So we're going to go back down to the surface here and build it around this scaffolding pillar I've got. Whee! So you can see here I've built our lava pit to melt metal men en masse. We've got signs holding up the lava, and I just need to connect these hoppers at the bottom up to this chest, replace the blocks, and we are ready. So let's head back up to the top, break those blocks, and see if we got everything right. Well, this is not a problem I have run into, nor am I able to replicate in my testing world. So I have come up with a solution that I think will work here. We're going to just build the entire lava pit out of walls. And we're going to hope that that is enough that they don't get stuck. With the chamber rebuilt, we're going to have to go in here and very carefully place our lava. Yeah, I've said it before, but it really is funny how it just basically isn't an episode unless something went wrong during construction. There. Now, shoop. Down he goes. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Whew. We're already getting a decent amount of iron. 25 ingots to start. Not too shabby. I'll let these escapees roam. They've earned it. That's this project, at least for now, done. We have our spawning platform, we have our little village, and we have a pit for our metal men to melt en masse. Now, despite the fact that we just had a massive session of things not going according to plan, before I sign off for today's episode, I'd like to show you guys something I'm working on that is currently 100% planning. Because what could go wrong with that? We are over here in the increasingly beautiful and lovely Keatopia. Ooh, Christmas Town starting to load in. Very nice. And I have a bit of an update on a project I mentioned in passing in a previous video. This line here, this blue line, snaking through and around Keatopia. There's my house. This is somewhat soon going to become a trolley line for the town, which is something I'm working with Anti-Awkward on. I'll include a link to his Twitch down below. I am super, super excited for this project. I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. The blue line here is not going to be the only section. The only line. There will be at least one more, possibly two more. But it's going to bring you down and around and past the pit, which I still don't understand what the pit is for. But it'll bring you down and around through to the upper half of town. And then there's one last part that I'm not sure how I'm going to handle. But as we come running through here, we'll take a turn, and then we're going to cross over the bridge and have an underground section to complete the loop. So I can't wait to get this started. This is going to look so cool. I'm going to try and match the railroad bridge style to that. I still need to do a little bit of design work, but I'm just so excited about the idea of this project that I just had to show it off immediately. But that's all I'm going to have time to record for this episode. So until next time, guys, this has been Wallace. I hope you have a terrific day. And until next time, remember to take it easy.